Hello and welcome. This is Blood Tide, The Romans Road, made by Cosblade and by Mike. Now, Mike is from Yo Video Games. I was introduced by him from Maximilian Dude, who works in the Assist Me. He was the one responsible for all the costumes and, as I was reading, also like some of the script. And generally, he's a guy that I really like, mainly because of his portrayal of Wesker, which is like one of my favorites. In a way, because of him and Maximilian and Simmons as well, who is a Doom, they got me to enjoy Marvel vs. Capcom a lot more than if I would have not even met them. Now, he continues to do his own thing. He has his own website, and now he's making video games. So I would suggest I'm gonna put links to his Twitter and his Twitch. He doesn't always Twitch, but every time every now and then he does. He's generally a cool guy, and I kind of like his voice acting, because he did the voice for Rocket Raccoon, Deadpool, and Wesker. So he has a really cool voice, and he also does pretty. I'm just gonna get on with the game. I'm just gonna gush if I keep going because I just really likes his stuff. But and the moment I read that he was starting to make a video game, it really interested me because I previously had tried to do some video games, but never continue much from there. So I like supporting other game developers. I did from Soy Sauce with Glasswing. Now I'm doing it for this one, Blood Tide. Now here we have Scout. Here they are, Captain. Well done, Blad. What do you make of them? They could be Danes, even Scouts, or Englishmen. Oh, this is Captain. No. They could be Imperial spies. Are they still alive? Yes, sir, but soaked to the bone. They won't last long out there. Then let's run them through and be done with it. Captain? We are 5 men, Blad. We can't afford any risks. Not with all of the problems we already have. What if they're allies, Captain? We could use two more able-bodied men. If they're Imperials and they escape, they'll tell the army at the Stralsund of our weakness. We don't stand a chance against an invading force. It's your decision, Captain. Take them to town. Question them as soon as they come to. By your order, Captain. Now, I've been playing Rakuen, so I'm quite in the mood to do a lot of practice my voice acting. So, considering that this is an RPG Maker game, I believe that's the engine he used. He has it on his website, which I'll also link to. Um, it's the same one that Rakuen used. So, sometime later. James? Oh, it's William. You, you did? Hey, man, you did, man? Yeah, man. I don't know where that comes from, but my brothers say that a lot, so every time I hear that question, it just makes me remember that. No, Will, I'm not dead, obviously. Hey, James kind of looks like him. Looks like Mike. And William looks like Simmons, if they were anime characters. That's good. Your father, your father half my head if I let you get killed out here. I doubt that. Are you alright? I think I swallowed enough seawater to drown a horse, but thankfully I'm not a horse. That was a nasty storm. I'm not sure who brought us here, but I've been hearing what sounds like German voices. Any idea where we are? Haven't a clue. Do you think the rest of the crew made it to the shore? I don't know, but we should check. Are you ready to move? I'll find the energy. You lead the way. I'll follow. What I always add extra words that don't exist. This stupid trip was your idea anyway. Fuck you, man. Oh! Now, one thing he did mention. Oh, I better. It works with the gamepad. I have a 360 controller. Your money and active quests will appear at the top of the screen. Okay. Your active quest can be changed from journal selected from the menu. Okay, so he did mention that there's a lot of things that are placeholders. This is alpha. Ooh, an icon. This is really good. That an icon shows up when you can. Oh wait, is that just for that? Ah, damn it! That was like an icon shows up for anything that's interactable. Oh, well, never mind then. I'm used to playing Raccoon, so I was half expecting me clicking the buttons would show like, oh, this is just a desk. Oh, looks like a book. Just random text like that. 30 marks. Do you think we should be taking this? Those coins belong to someone. That's not just some loot you found in the woods. We're in a bit of a bind, William. We need any edge we can get. Well, let's not make a habit of burglary, eh? Whoops. Oh, what? I'm also wondering what sounds are original. That first sound, which is when I started like giggling and speaking about the journal. Let's see if it makes this sound. No, it doesn't anymore. The journal, when it showed up, it made a sound, and that sound, at least, it's very familiar to me because it's from the Castlevania games. The one I specifically remember is Castlevania 64. Both of the games they made. Just that page turn just brought back a lot of memories, and I'm not sure if it originated from there, or if like it's a just a like what is it called, public use sound effects. But I really like that sound, and I'm not sure if he's gonna use other sounds from other games, because some sounds just sound familiar to me. Yeah, this is pretty RPG Maker. Profiles. Oh wow, look at all the devs. Look at all these stats. Loading error. Oh no! Oh no! Hold on. Oh no! How do I get out of here? I think I broke the game. Oh no! I broke the game. Oh, good thing I saved, huh? I broke the game. Okay, so I guess that's a feedback. Be careful with biography. If it fails to load something, it will it will screw everything up. Oh no! Yeah, I can't get out. Whoops. Weird. I wonder, is that because an image is missing from the directory? Or is this like trying to connect to the internet to show me the image? Which I don't think so. I don't think Game Maker has that type of capabilities. But holy shit, I found a game breaking bug. Now, this is what he wants. He wants feedback, and he's aware that there's a lot of bugs. He even has them listed on his page. So it's fine. This is why feedbacks are important to like. And considering that this is probably his first game, when bugs come up, you need to know how to fix them in order to make better games future on. So making all of these getting all of these feedbacks, figuring out how to fix bugs like this is just gonna make him better. He's going to learn. So that's why he's allowing this alpha beta to come up. I know some creators like take a risk. If you make a bad impression, they're not gonna care later on. If like even if you do fix it or make it better, that taste they got from the demo is like more enough to put them off. But not me. I mean, I like a demo. I like to give feedback because I'm always interested in this whole game making process. Anyway, sorry. Just wanted to say that first. Let me edit this out and just reboot everything. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So, unfortunately, I actually played quite a bit of the game, but my audio stopped recording. So I'm gonna have to do it all over again. Which is good because I spent like a good 10 minutes just rambling, and I'm gonna like shorten that down. Now, one thing I don't think I mentioned it before because it I noticed it when I started loading up the game, but I do want to give a small feedback. Is can you tell which of these options I'm selecting? You probably can because it is like slightly noticeable, but when it's a really big menu like this one, like on the save screen, it's kind of hard to see what I'm selecting. Now, this is more just like a nitpick, but I would prefer it if the border of what I'm selecting is a different color than the background. I know it's matching the borders of the menu itself, but it a contrasting color or something that just pops out would be much better. Because when I go to, let's say, the journal, it's also kind of hard to see what I'm selecting. Obviously, if I get closer, I'm not in full screen, and when you open this game, it probably opens in the most like recommended size. I couldn't seem to find how to change it because I need things to be set up in a specific way for me to record. Uh, right now, the screen size for me is 1033 by 581, while the original resolution is like 12 something. But having that window that big is what usually causes issues with my recording. Like I mentioned, I lost like 30 minutes worth of recording time. Uh, but that's on me, anyways. But still, that is a feedback I want to give out. Like the border of what I'm selecting, I would like it if it was a different color, maybe white, because white really pops out from this like specific menu design. Obviously, that's why it was chosen for the font. But I would like it if if like the selection border was also a different color. Now then, as we notice, if we go to profile and we go to biography, the game locks up. I'm not sure if it's specifically just for James, but I don't really want to try it for William because I'm gonna have to like start over the recording. I'm gonna do that like just before the end just to see how that happens. I check all of these other menus and I couldn't find anything that gets the game stuck. So that's good. Oh, I did not grab this. Oh no, I did, but that was part of the like the recording I lost. You probably saw me doing that in the last episode, so I'm just gonna no, not last episode, in the last like minutes of the recording before the game crashed. I'm gonna still leave that on because I did. Thankfully, that audio is still recording, but this is all new, so let's start. Oh, morning. You're English? Hey, you speak English? I do. Well, enough, anyways. My name is Blad, James Hawkins, and this here's William. We're grateful for the shelter. You saved our lives. We'll see about that. My captain wants to be sure you can be trusted. If you're with the Imperials, best come clean about it now. I'll offer you a more merciful end than he will. We're no Imperials, mate. Just working sailors returning from Stockholm. We were wrecked in the storm last night. Do you have any proof of this? Only whatever washed up with us. Captain, what are they saying? How would I know? I mean, what do you think they're saying? Whatever it is, the captain doesn't seem so fond of us. I keep it. Sometimes I read things in different words that are not there. The captain speaks no English. I'll translate for you. You're a foreigner in this land, and most people won't speak your language. However, certain people can translate for you, such as Vlad. When a character speaks in English, their name will appear in blue. Characters speak in German will have their name appear in green. Remember this. Without a translator, your interactions will with locals will be extremely limited. Now, I click read again, and it works. Nothing gets stuck. That I mean, that's the whole point of me playtesting this alpha version to make sure everything works as intended, and that no glitches or weird things happen, like the biography, for example. That I'm sure that's an easy fix. For whatever reason, it couldn't find the image to bring it up, but I don't. I still It still just boggles my mind. Why would it need to load an image? Uh, Whatever. So, got it. I'm just gonna click that. Very well. I am Dieter, captain of the militia guarding Singst. We rescued you on the off chance you weren't Imperials. You have a few seconds to assure me that we didn't make a mistake. Now, on the last footage, I selected say nothing, and and they whipped me. I'm pretty sure that if I go, do we look like Imperials to you? I'm gonna get whipped again. I swear we're not here to cause trouble. What if we are? Also sounds like something that will get me whipped. Let's go with this one. How comforting. What are you doing in Sinks? Oh, that was the best timeline. Yes. We were working on a merchant vessel en route to Amsterdam. We wrecked last night. We're lucky we washed up at all. Convenient. Not really. Our wages and supplies went down with the ship. Oh, good. Another one. This is Aberland, the mayor of Sinks. So, what's the verdict? Are we to be hanged? Beheaded? Drowned? That would be ironic. William! What? It would be. Now, this is something I remember I mentioned, but William reminds me of Simmons. You're to be released. In exchange for your freedom, you will help us. With what? The Imperials lay siege to Stratson, not far from here. They have established a scouting camp at Pramort, the peninsula past the woods to the east. Go there and eliminate them, and we will consider the debt paid. You're asking us to fight for you? No, I'm ordering you to fight for us. You're sailors. Have you not faced pirates? We've been in a skirmish or two, sure. Good. Blad will give each of you a weapon at our camp. Aside from that, mind your manners in town. Don't give me an excuse to kill you. No one here would mourn. Ah, that sound. I'm not sure if I explained it before, but you heard that sound that happened when the journal pop up, or when there was a journal update? That sound brought back so many memories from Castlevania 64, which I played, and I know that some people who are playing it now think of it as a terrible game, and me seeing it, yeah, it's pretty much a terrible game. But when I was a kid, I really loved that game, and it was one of the first like Castlevania games that's in 3D that I played because I'm pretty sure I played Super Castlevania. But it's just one of those games that introduced me to a lot of things related to Castlevania, especially Konami. So hearing that like page turn sound effect is really nostalgic, and I mentioned in the last like a few minutes ago that most of these things are placeholder. His webpage has a full description of bugs and details that he knows he wants to change and or upgrade. But I just wanted to bring that up. I really really like that sound effect. Well, this is a fine mess you got us into. How is this my fault? I didn't sink us. No, but we're safe in England. Now we're in Almani. Which I'll remind you is at war. Also in the category of things that are not my fault. It's your fault we're on this venture to begin with. Can this wait, William? Oh, we have a lot on our plate. I put a lot of pause into that. Fine. Hmm. Okay, so thankfully, me doing this again, I can like mitigate a lot of time wasted because I spoke to a lot of these guys, but none of them had anything interesting to say because none of them speak my language. Okay, so one thing I want to test. Uh, as the game explained, I can select which quest to have active, which I can also do it myself by opening the journal. And I can check which ones are. Oh, main quest. Okay. That's just like minus and plus. Now, I can check which ones are active. If I select Skirmish at Promort, it shows currently active. If I go No Man Left Behind, it allows me to select as active. However, I am curious as to what happens if I don't select this as active and I still go and do the objective, which is to go to the beach. Think anyone else made it? I hope so. If nothing else, maybe some supplies have washed up. Okay. Now that is something that I heard he was gonna update and put an actual boat crash in here. Oh, and one thing I ranted on for quite a long time. You see when I get close to this treasure chest, an icon pops up. That's something I don't see being done in other RPG games. And the reason behind this is that unlike other RPG games, I can't interact with everything. It I can only interact with things that have an icon showing up. Um, which I'll get. Let me get to that in detail a little bit later. James, it's Gilder. Is he breathing? Barely, but he's alive. Well, we better get him taken care of. Gilder joins the party. Uh, that sound effect, dude. Oh my! I hope he keeps it. Well, this is Bone. What do we do? We should find Blad. See if anyone can help us. Good idea. Uh, oh yeah, something I mentioned. I don't think he can fix this because I'm sure that Game Maker has its own limitations. That and he's still like new to this programming. But seeing Gilder, who when even I open it is mortally wounded, just following me around like he's okay, kind of ruins the game feel. But oops, I smacked the microphone. But as I mentioned, I don't think he can fix that. The game is programmed that if someone joins your party, they have to follow you around. So I don't think that's fixable. But I just find it kind of funny that he he stand up and is following me, even though he's dying. It's like get up, walk with us. Also, I'm not sure if Gilder is based on one of his friends because I swear James is Mike, Williams is Simmons. I could be wrong. It's just the resemblance is too strong. Now I know Blad is here, so let's go to Blad. Okay, so again, let's see. Oh, like this piece of armor. If this was any other RPG game, it would. If I were to press enter or because I'm using an Xbox controller A, it would tell me, oh, it's a piece of armor, and that's it. That's everything it would tell me. In some other games, maybe it's like, oh, there's 5 gold in this armor. Do you want to take it? Yes. Things like that. In this game, however, he decided to change that, and instead an icon shows up if you can interact with it. In this case, I can interact with the chest. Here, I can interact with William because the icon shows up. And let's do that. Now I know if I go with our friend needs help, I'm not gonna be able to ask him anything else. So let's ask him this. Right, the captain did say to arm you, though that's probably only at Abelard's request. Still, order are orders. I got a short sword for each of you. If we can all, it's all we can really spare. Too short. Oh, okay, good thing I selected this time. They're nothing special, but they serve you better than nothing. Good. Town gossip. Despite the siege, press escape to open the menu and select equipment to equip. Oh, good. Despite the siege, the local servers are still up and running. If you need a place to rest, try the inn. If you're feeling sick, you'll probably want to visit the church. For everything else, there's Eva's shop. Oh, I didn't know about that. Who are you? I am Vladimir Adler. My father is goldsmith in Frankfurt, but he had 4 sons before me. Damn, what a big family. I would inherit nothing from him, and so he sent me to church to learn to be a holy man. I was there, I learned to read and write in German, English, and Latin. Oh, paisano! But the older I got, the more the thought of life as a monk bored me. Instead of taking my oaths, I left the monastery and signed up with Dieter's militia. That was 3 years ago. Cool. Rest of you men. This one even has a glowing yellowness, so I don't know what that means. Is it a bad choice? Well, let's find out. I'm not sure I should say anything. I'm sure someone else will talk. Whoa. You save our lives. 9 for 10. Now, there seems to be like a relationship type of like branch. Um, like how like my type of relationship with the characters. Now, I don't think bribing would work. He just said he's from a church. I'm sure someone else will talk. That sounds like a threat. Let me go with this one. You save our lives, we're on your side. Hmm. I suppose the more you know, the more you can help us. We came to Sinks soon after Imperial forces occupied the area. We were successful enough at keeping their troops away, since most of their focus was on Strassland. They sent scouting parties here, looking for a way to flank the city, but nothing we couldn't handle. Once Sinks was secure, the captain sent half our platoon to Perot, a village not far from the west, to liberate the locals there. When we learned of the Imperial encampment at Promort, we sent a squad to strike them preemptively. That was 2 days ago, and they haven't returned. On top of that, the last few weeks we encountered strange creatures in the woods, evil things. You wouldn't believe any of it. Nobody here does. I suppose you'll see for yourself. Ooh, I didn't got that piece of information later. Good luck out there. Okay, so last one. Our friend needs help. You found a companion? This is Gilder. He was with us on the ship. He's an old friend. I see. How's your two rested belong to Johan, the woodcutter? Perhaps he's still feeling generous. The last I saw him, he was working on Eva's cart over by the town square. I'll go with you. Vlad joins the party. My journal got updated. Found more money, which I stole. So, Eva's cart. What would that be? Now, I do want to keep this. I do want to keep this video short. I'm just don't leave town without equipment. Shop's open. Oh, well. Oh, you're Eva. Okay, I didn't notice you on the last playthrough. Good day, travelers. Welcome to Sinks. I'm Eva, and this is my shop. If you need weapons, armor, or other equipment, I'm your lady. What do you need? About me? Oh, why would it say about me and not about you? Weird. I'm Eva, a merchant by trade. I was born in Rostock, and helped my mama and papa run their general goods shop. It burned down a few years back, but we were able to save some of our stock and this cart. To make ends meet, we took our business to the road and became traveling merchants. I usually do quite well, moving between Rostock and Stralsund, and stopping at all the coastal villages between, but the Imperial siege has made the roads far too dangerous. On top of that, my was spooked by some creature in the lagoon a few weeks back. We slipped from the trail and busted the wheels of my cart. We barely made it into town. My supplies runs were helping to keep things going here in Sinks, but for now, we're stuck, and we're running out of supplies. Town gossip? I used to travel. Oh, wait, did I ever say that? But the stories of. No, that is true. I've seen strange creatures stalking about the last few weeks. If you're going to venture beyond the walls, best do it well equipped. Let's see. Oh wow, that requires a lot of money. Money I do not have. Oh boy. Okay, so I can't do anything. Never mind. Alright, so you must be Johan. Oh, his face looks weird. Like his eyes are way bigger than the rest of his appearance. Like his eyes should be smaller by comparison. I don't know, just kind of weird that he has like a baby face, but he has a beard. um, who are you? Eh? What do you mean, eh? Oh, because he's German. Oh no. Oh right, you're the boys that soaked my place. Well, I done my part to help you already. You're strangers, and look capable enough. Sort it out on your own this time. Why did you try the inn? Well, Thank you. He's not wrong. What would be the end? Is it this one? Ah, okay. Looking for a place to rest, or maybe you're here. Oh no, this is an old guy, or maybe you. No, I don't really have. I'm trying to do. I'm trying to practice my voice acting, but I don't know what's a good old man voice. Usually where I go is for either something scruffy like this, or, uh, or maybe here for food and drink. If that's the case, go to the back and speak with Fiona, my daughter. Me, I'm Auric, the owner of this old place. My family has lived in Sinks for generations. We once made our way as fishermen, like so many still do today. When the fish didn't bite near Straslund, people would come here to our more fertile shores, but they had no place to stay, and so they built shacks or bought tents along with them. My father was a smart man. He saw a need and he filled it. He built this inn when I was just a boy, and it's provided for our family ever since. Well, that is, it used to. Not much business these days with what the siege going on in Stratson. But the militia have reported strange creatures roaming in the wilderness. But those must just be stories. Stay warm out there. Hold on, let me talk to your daughter. Hello there. How can I help you? Tell gossip. Fishing is our main source of commerce in Sinks. The farms help to keep us fed, and that merchant Ebba brings us supplies from all over. But with the siege going on in Stralsund, I can't say that place where Stralsund. Things have been really hard on us all. Who are you? I'm Fiona. I help my father, Ulrich, here at the inn. I'm sure he'd love to tell you all about the history in this building. He's a bit of the traditionalist, and wants me to run the inns once he passes away. This is the only home I ever known. I suppose I should be grateful having so much handed to me in life. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't envy the freedom you travelers enjoy. I don't know. Fighting monsters doesn't really. I mean, some people would like it, but I don't know. If you're not strong enough to actually take down the monster, that's a short. Whoops. That's a short life you would have. Oh no, what did I press? Sure, I got the. Oh, okay. It's upstairs, end of the hall. I'll cut you a deal. 40 marks for the lot of you. How's that? Fuck. Here's the key. I mean, my buddy is dying, so I really need his help. Don't be a stranger now. Right, well, you're all set up. You get your rest. I'll be headed back to my tent. If you need to use any of the services in town, or talk to anybody here, come and find me. Vlad left the party. Who's that guy? It's locked. Hopefully he doesn't murder me in my sleep. Which, by the way, speaking of murdering in sleeps. There we go. Oh, this is interactable. You see, again, this is what I like. It shows that I can interact with this, and this is when oh great. So, as I was speaking, trying to like mention before, in other RPGs, you're like used to pressing A in everything you see, like from drawers to cabinets to people's fridges to pots, anything. And you just press A in either to get like two things out of it. One, a dialogue or an explanation. Maybe it's even part of the story. Or two, an item. Mostly being money, which is very helpful in these type of games. But here, it takes an interesting twist on it. You're like your incentive is just to check, but not press A on everything. Just because you could just walk past. Oh wait, no, I do have to look at it. Never mind. Uh, but it does give you an icon on what's interactable, and probably will like once I understand the language. I'm pretty sure once I get a translator, things like that will be easier. But just the fact that it shows you what you can interact with, and not just press A everywhere, I think it's a good idea. And again, something I haven't seen before, which is why I'm like going back to it a lot, because I really like that mechanic. So is he okay now? Yeah, he's at full health. Okay, so I want to keep this episode short. So it's only those three things I noticed so far in this first like 30 minutes, I believe I've been playing for. Uh, One, make the selection border a different color. I know it's matching the borders on the of the menu screens, but I still wish it was a different color. It's just a small nitpick though. So if whenever it's changed or not, it doesn't really affect me. And I'm pretty sure anyone else who may be playtesting this won't even notice it or even bring, like mention it. But that is something I will be doing. I usually go to the smaller details that would need to be changed or just to consider, uh, ma- just to have it in mind. Again, if nothing is changed, I'm okay with that. But that is something I would like to bring up. Just the border to be a different color because it clashes with the background, so it's hard to tell what I'm selecting. Uh, Profiles, for whatever reason, the me going to James's Hawkins biography freezes the game. Now let me see if it happens to everyone else. And the last thing I want to say, it's not really uh like what is it, like a quality change? I'm not sure what they're called. But I really like this whole like icon mechanic. An icon shows up to tell you what's interactable. I like that. And I hope that stays. I'm pretty sure it will stay, obviously, but I just want to like praise it. Kudos for coming up with this unique mechanic that, at least as far as I've been playing RPG games, which granted it's not that many, it is something new, and I like that. So let's go old like game testing on this and see if it freezes on William's biography. Yeah, it does froze. Okay, so that's a bug fix. So that's all for now. I'm gonna continue playing this game a little later on. So and Mike, thanks again for allowing me to play this game. I'm gonna continue doing YouTube bits, but I'll send you like a document of all the file changes. Well, until next time, take care and have fun playing. Lates.